this is the first election I can remember in which we are going through a major economic crisis. And for various reasons, the material concerns of survival, of economic survival, are just not central to how we're choosing a president and how we're having a discourse about what we want to do as a society. And that omission of our economic struggle is happening at the very moment that's arguably the apex of economic inequality in the country. So at the very moment that the oligarchs have more power than they've ever had over our economy and our society, we're having an election that has, in terms of issues and the actual discussion, has very little to do with that. Now, again, part of that is because Donald Trump is like essentially insinuating that this is the last election we'll ever have, because he's just assaulting democratic norms. But there is something incredible about, the Republican Party and also in part the Democratic Party essentially saying this election is not really about the economy. It's not really about anything other than just getting rid of this singular bad guy. And granted, in some ways, he has been singularly bad and as a singular menace on democratic, small d, the basic idea of a government being elected by people. But eventually, but my concern is like, it negates how we got here. And my view is how we got to this moment is that people voted for change in 2008 amid that financial crisis, right? There was deregulation and all sorts of, policies that enriched Wall Street and got us to the financial crisis. And of course, the Iraq War was also there. It was horrible. And that we elected a president, people voted overwhelmingly for change, and there wasn't change. And the political capital after that election was spent on essentially propping up the existing system. And that pissed a lot of people off. And the right took advantage of it and used all sorts of racial bigotry to vilify Obama. But the point is that there were promises made that things were going to change, and things did not fundamentally change. And that created a political environment for somebody like Donald Trump to cynically, opportunistically, and dishonestly take advantage of. And he did take advantage of, and we're here now. And now we're having an election that's essentially about just let's keep America, sort of as a country as we understand it for 250 years. Let's not even talk about the economy.
Right.
And that the fear is that they're going to, hopefully Trump gets, defeated. Like, that's not the fear, that's the hope. But the long-term fear is that then the Democrats get in the power. They replay that. Okay, we've gotten into power. Fine, we got rid of this guy who was awful. And now we're not going to deliver for the working class again. We're going to just use our power to prop up the existing system. And then what comes after that, in my view, is like a scarier, smarter, shrewder, much worse version of Donald Trump. And I don't think a lot of people have thought that through, because we're focused on getting rid of Trump, and I get that. But to me, when I can't sleep at night, it's like I can't sleep because, like, maybe Trump's going to win. That would be horrible. But, like, if the Democrats win and they just are like, sweet, now we just got to, like, make sure Wall Street's okay and everything's fine. It's like, dude, the next Trump is not going to be as much of a buffoon as Trump. It's going to be like scary, smart, scarier, smarter, even meaner Trump. And I don't think people have fully processed that possibility. But of course, as like, not to go Godwin's law here, but like as Jews, I'm a Jewish person. Like I think about that all the time, because like I know some of that history of my grandparents. Like that's where I am.
Yeah.
Not to get dark, but sorry.
No, I mean, it's not like we were that light earlier anyway, but no, we got it. Yeah. No, I think that's important and a good reminder. And it's very important because people don't understand that it's not enough to just defeat Trump if you care about things like fascism and anti-Semitism. Like, we have to defeat Trump and defeat Trumpism, which requires really defeating certain tendencies. I don't know even what this means in terms of a game plan, but this means not just accepting that the Democrats are better than Trump, because that's what gets us Trump.